Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video. I saw on Facebook once again a comment about estimates and charging for estimates, and in the ensuing comments, it's quite obvious to me and quite shocking, really, the amount of contractors and tradespeople who just have zero clue what the difference between a quote and an estimate is. And that doesn't even mention proposals and bids. So, really quick here, an estimate is simply an educated guess on the price of a project. If somebody calls me and they want their bathroom remodeled, I give them an estimate. It's an educated price. It gives them an idea of where their project might land based on some conversations that we have. It's very simple. It's very unbinary. It's not binding. It's an educated guess. A quote is a concrete number on what it's going to cost and everything that's going to happen during the project. This is why some contractors lose money when they do free quote unquote estimates, because they're actually doing free quotes and they're spending 2 and 4 hours writing up a proposal and a quote. And that brings me to the next. A proposal. A proposal is a definitive description of what you're going to do. In real world construction, most of your proposals is actually the first step. It's an architect writing out a description in basically story form of what the ideas are, and at the bottom a lot of time there will be some guesstimated prices in a large bracket. I mean, you're talking about multi-million-dollar projects is where you'll see these most of the time. So you'll see $5 to $7 million or something like that at the bottom to just give a basic idea of where that proposal might land. And then a bid is when somebody hands you a list of things to do. And that's usually when you're a subcontractor and a general contractor has handed you, say you're a plumber, and they've handed you all the specs and the requirements and all the things that they need the plumbing contractor to do. The plumbing contractor will submit a bid to the general contractor. That's what a bid is when you're bidding on specific things, when you're giving a number for specific things that have been pre-described. So those are the 4 things that you'll typically run into. And a lot of times what happens in the arena that we're running around in here, if you're a handyman or whatever it is you do, a lot of times if you're dealing with customers and doing residential and that kind of thing, you're pretty much going to be working with quotes and estimates. And it's really important to understand that an estimate and a quote are not the same thing. You should never ever give out a free quote. You should never do that. But if you want to sell to residential customers, the key is to get in front of them and sell your estimate, and don't worry about quoting jobs. It's a lot of work, and a lot of times it gets changed anyway halfway through the job, and you got a million change orders. So I usually don't even bother with that. But if you want to get in front of customers and not charge them, and you're in a area like I am where the area that I work in, they're not adapted to being charged for a quote unquote estimate or a quote. They're not really adapted to that yet. So that's not something that I can implement right now. So what I do is I get in front of them with an estimate, and then as we go through the process, after I've sold the estimate, then I do a quote. I don't waste my time on a quote thinking that I'm doing an estimate for free or vice versa. And once you have those things ironed out in your head, then you can move forward with your business in your area, and you can charge for quotes. Maybe you can get away with charging for your initial visit and submit a quote right then and there. But the key is when you're selling that you want to walk away from the customer after that initial visit with a signature. So if that's what you're going for, if you're trying to sell, then going the estimate route is the better route. So those are the 4 things that you need to know about quotes, estimates, bids, and proposals.